Hello and welcome to the Book Show on Diversity TV. I'm Ava Colopy, a writer of fiction, nonfiction, and poetry. My Facebook and website are Ava Colopy Books. We're out here in rural Arkansas in a pleasant farmhouse, and I am going to talk to you about Straight from the Gut and My Father's Business. Two books about business, which I know I usually don't get on about. But these are useful in ways, particularly Straight from the Gut is useful in a way that I think relates to our personal lives as well. And I say that because I honestly don't think a lot of our viewers are into the business side of things, so I don't bore you with those kind of books. But this is different, and I will explain why. So Straight from the Gut was by Jack Welch, this famous CEO, with John A. Byrne, and it is a very fitting title for Jack Welch. A number of years ago, my dad and I read the book called The Welch Way, which we found very energizing because he's talking about, among other things, how he wanted to always cut down bureaucracy, get the bureaucracy out of things, free up the communication, free up the organization in that way. In this book, he takes it further and he explains a lot of how he accomplished that. I particularly liked in this book when he's talking about his number one and his number two and fix, sell, or close strategy. And as I see it, this strategy is not only good for business, but you could use it in your personal life and with personal things as well. And I'll explain what I mean. So in and around the chapter, The Vision Thing, he talks about closing or selling parts of the company that were simply not money makers. He talks about the outrage this would often cause with the long-term GE employees, how they would get upset because in their view, they felt the different products, the different parts of the company that had been there for a long time were central to the spirit of GE. But he was looking at it from a very practical point of view, and he was saying they aren't making a profit, and that's the bottom line. It's a business. You can't be sentimental about it. So by not being irrational, meaning sentimental, Welch made the company better and stronger. There were sadly layoffs in the process of doing this, but he would try to keep the most talented and hardworking employees, and those that they didn't keep, they were selling a portion of the company to someone else who was going to keep running it. He would try to make sure that they kept their jobs. He would also try to make sure they got good severance packages. But this is a business. You can't be too sentimental about it. If you hung on to employees even after you no longer need that many employees, of course you would lose too much money to stay in business. Honestly, I think people need to apply this kind of thinking to their personal lives as well. I have many times in my life seen people in relationships or in cities or sometimes their jobs that were sort of comfortable or had gotten comfortable to them in a way, or they kept doing it out of habit or a sense of sentimentality or a misplaced loyalty about a job that hired them but didn't really care about them. They just wanted a worker. And it's kind of like a child having a safety object, like a favorite toy or a blankie that they feel safe with. It's not really needed and it's not rational. So even when relationships become toxic to people or a city is not being good for them, they often stay in those relationships and in those places out of this habit, out of a fear of the unknown perhaps. Even when they realize they're bad for them, they stay anyway. One of the most difficult decisions that I personally ever had to make as an adult was reaching a point after about 6 years of marriage when I had to sit down with my then husband and talk about how it was not working, and we tried everything, and I thought it was time for us to try to separate and eventually divorce, and he agreed. There's a long story with that, and I have a book about how we managed to pull off a divorce in Ireland without paying any money to a solicitor, a lawyer. And we're still good friends now, but that was very difficult, but in the end it was a positive thing. It's like cutting away dead, gangrened flesh that is just going to toxify your whole blood system. You need to get those things out and move on with things, like he's talking about, of letting parts of the company go that are no longer making money. You need to look at that. Is this relationship still benefiting me? Not to be a user and only look at how it benefits you, but is it beneficial to me? Is it helping the other person? Has the city been a good place for me? Has it not been a good place for me? Is this workplace good for me? Is it not good for me? Am I really getting something out of it anymore? Or has it become old and toxic? So he talks about letting those things go, and that you have to be objective like that when you're running a business. I think we'd all be better served by being more objective like that in our own lives. Again, not to use people and only look at how something benefits us, but to look at, is this benefiting me? Am I getting something positive out of it? Because if not, then I need to move on with things, like he does with the different parts of the company. He gets into a lot of discussion about his life and his personal life too. It's not all business. It's an interesting book. And then while we're on the business side of reading, I would also recommend my father's business, The Small Town Values That Built Dollar General into a billion-dollar company. Now, if you've never heard of Dollar General, and if you're outside the U.S., you probably haven't. It's huge down here in the South. There's one in every town. I had never even heard of it before moving to Arkansas, and now it's inescapable. It is everywhere. And this book is by Cal Turner Jr. with Rob Simbeck. It's a very interesting story where the grandfather only had a third grade education and the father an eighth grade education, like my grandma Colopy, and they went through the Great Depression together, starting businesses. Some would succeed and some would fail, but they kept going no matter what. So to me, it's really the story of never giving up. And the store Dollar General is now a Fortune 300 company. So obviously they did something right. It's kind of an interesting story. It's more on the traditional and Christian side of things, so if that's going to be a problem for you, you wouldn't want to read it, but I really don't see why that would be a problem. He's not shoving it down your throat. He's just saying this is our family and these are our values, and a lot of what he's talking about are Southern values and Southern culture, since Dollar General has become such a part of Southern life down here. And he talks about that never giving up. Some things would work, some wouldn't, but you don't give up. You keep going. You have a vision and you keep going with that. So don't give up on yourself and your ideas. So those are my two recommendations for you today. They are about business, but that goes back to the personal, because we're not a different person at work. And these kind of philosophies of not giving up or of getting rid of the dead weight that's no longer serving you can serve you well in your personal life as well. So those are my recommendations for today. Thank you for watching the book show on Diversity TV, and we will see you again next time.